The Great Molasses Flood, also known as the Boston Molasses Disaster, was one of the most bizarre and tragic industrial accidents in American history. It occurred on January 15, 1919, in the North End neighborhood of Boston, Massachusetts. On that cold winter afternoon, a massive steel storage tank containing over 2.3 million gallons of molasses suddenly burst, releasing a deadly wave of thick, sticky liquid that swept through the streets, destroying buildings, overturning vehicles, and claiming lives. The tank belonged to the Purity Distilling Company, a subsidiary of the United States Industrial Alcohol Company. The molasses stored inside was intended for fermentation into industrial alcohol, a key ingredient for producing munitions and rum. The tank, built hastily in 1915, was 50 feet tall and 90 feet wide. From the start, it was plagued with issues. It leaked molasses so badly that children from the neighborhood would often collect the sweet drippings in cups. Despite visible flaws, company officials ignored warning signs and simply painted the tank brown to hide the leaks. At around 12:30 p.m. on that fateful day, the tank suddenly ruptured with a thunderous roar. Witnesses described hearing a sound like a machine gun as the rivets shot out of the tank. Moments later, a wave of molasses, 25 feet high and moving at nearly 35 miles per hour, rushed through the streets. It demolished buildings, snapped steel girders, and crushed everything in its path. People, horses, and wagons were instantly trapped in the sticky flood, struggling to move or breathe in the thick syrup. The force of the explosion lifted a train off its tracks and caused parts of the nearby Boston Elevated Railway to collapse. In the aftermath, 21 people were killed and about 150 others injured. The victims included workers, residents, and even children who had been playing nearby. Rescue operations were extremely difficult. The molasses, cold and thickened by the winter air, made movement nearly impossible. Firefighters and volunteers spent days pulling bodies and debris from the hardened mass. The cleanup took weeks, with workers using seawater to wash away the molasses that had coated the streets, buildings, and even the harbor, which remained stained brown for months. Investigations revealed that the disaster was preventable. Engineers determined that the tank's steel was too thin and brittle to hold such a large volume of liquid. Moreover, the tank had never been properly tested for safety. The United States Industrial Alcohol Company tried to blame anarchists for sabotage, but evidence proved otherwise. In 1925, after several years of legal battles, the company was found liable and ordered to pay more than $1 million in damages, equivalent to about $17 million today. The Great Molasses Flood had a lasting impact on industrial safety in the United States. It led to stricter regulations on construction, standards, and corporate accountability.